Yes, definitely. Otherwise, how do I tell you what time to come for dinner? If we all become timeless, how to invite you for dinner, tell me? We don't have to be slaves, it's a device that we used for our convenience. See, if we don't divide this day into 24 hours, would you know when to come here for dinner? It's a convenience. Where is the question of enslavement? So you may come when you're hungry, but there may be no dinner when you come. You may not feel hungry till 1 o'clock in the morning. That doesn't mean it's the dinner time here. See, any convenience that we create for yourself, time or money or a car or a technology that we created for our convenience, out of our unawareness, we get enslaved. There is nothing wrong with the device that we created. There's nothing wrong with the car, there's nothing wrong with the money, there's nothing wrong with the time. You got enslaved to it out of your unawareness. That's the problem, isn't it? Time is not the problem, money is not the problem, car is not the problem, any other technology is not the problem. You got enslaved to it, that is the problem. Enslavement happened because you're unaware. So your unawareness is the problem. So how to become aware? What is this awareness? Awareness is on many different levels. What you are aware of is all that exists for you. This must be understood. Right now you're sitting here, don't turn back and see. Right now there is a huge dinosaur standing behind you. You are not aware of it. Does it exist for you? So it doesn't matter, such a huge animal is standing there, you are not aware of it, so it doesn't exist for you. So only what you are aware of exists for you. Right now your awareness is limited to small aspect of your life. Whole aspect of spirituality means to become aware of everything that you are, so that before you go, you know life, you experience life in its totality, to live totally. To live and to live totally, that's spirituality, so that you know life in all dimensions. You don't go just knowing a little part of your life, you want to know all of it. So if you want to know all of it, how? If we have to use an analogy, let's say we turn down the voltage for the lights. Now let's say just one light is there, it just lights up only that much. Only that much we see. If you turn up the voltage, suddenly you're able to see much more because the light has spread. So awareness is just like this. Right now your energies, your body, your emotion, your mind, everything is functioning at a certain limited voltage. You crank up the voltage, suddenly you start seeing so many things which are not in your experience till that moment. So in a way, to put it very simply, to put it technically, you need to turn up your voltage. The voltage, the life voltage within you. Today she was saying, she doesn't want to sleep because she wants to live. If you don't want to sleep, I don't want to sleep will not take away sleep. You turn up your voltage, suddenly, no sleep. You can turn up your voltage simply with your enthusiasm, but that will not take you all the way. There are other kinds of technologies to turn up your voltage in a certain way, where all the time you're high. See, within myself right now, I'm absolutely drunk. Not with alcohol, okay? I never touched it. I'm totally drunk within myself. Am I balanced enough and logical enough to handle any situation? Yes. So all the time I'm fully drunk on one level, another level I'm perfectly sane. If I want to flip, any moment I'll flip. If you are like this, inside you're fully charged, outside you're controlled. This is what is needed in your life if you want to experience life in its totality. You tried to exercise control over your life and you started putting this control over your very process of life. So life is happening like a trickle. Life within you should happen like a huge explosion, but outside it is fully controlled. You will see initially when you go into your face like this, even the outside tends to happen like an explosion for some time. But within a limited period of time, you will gather control over it. Outside is controlled, inside is an explosion. That's how it should be. every moment of your life. Within you, life should be an absolute explosion. Outside of you, it is properly controlled. When it's like this, you will get to use your physical body, your mind, your emotion, everything that you have to its fullest extent. Things that you never thought you were capable of, suddenly you start doing simply because your voltage is full.
Hello and welcome. You're watching the Republic Media Network. On your screens now, you've known him as a yogi, a mystique, and today joining me is Sadhguru. He's on a mission. Today you're seeing him in a biker's gear because he has one message. He's joining us after driving for over 3,000 kilometers on a motorbike over the last 2 weeks, and he has a message. Today Sadhguru is telling all of us, Kaveri is calling. Do you have the heart to hear? Thank you, Sadhguru, for joining us on the Republic Media Network. First of all,
thank you.
Your
Namaskaram.
Enthusiasm and your positive energy and the mission that you're going ahead with when it comes to saving our rivers. Tell our viewers about it.
We need to understand this. The most fundamental mistake that most people have in their perception is that most people think river is a source of water or a lake or a well is a source of water. No, rivers, lakes, ponds and wells are not sources of water, they are only destinations for water. The only source of water we have is monsoon rain, we must understand this. So the volume of rain that is being showered upon this subcontinent in the last 100 years has not changed much. The patterns have changed but the volume has not really changed. So our ability to hold water in the land is what has been lost. This loss has happened mainly because of the removal of vegetation, largely tree cover that's been taken away. For example, in Kaveri Basin, 87% of the tree cover has been removed in the last 50 years. So our ability to sequester and augment the water resource in the groundwater and in the rivers and the aquifers has been lost completely. So putting this back, how is it possible? Because right now the only real landowner who has large amount of land, which is nearly 80% of the land, is the farmer. So unless the farmer grows trees, it is not going to work. Why would he grow trees when he is in a desperate condition where a whole lot of them are committing suicide, thousands of them? When this is the condition, you can't tell him, save the river, save the country, save the world, this kind of preaching. So, Kaveri calling is an economic plan. For the last 18 years, we converted nearly 70,000 farmers into agroforestry, and we have seen that within 5 to 7 years, their incomes go up 300 to 800%. I'm repeating this, 300 to 800%, 3 to 8 times over. But we are right now in the process of converting 3 to 5,000 farmers per year. If we go like this, it would take 80 to 100 years. As I am not planning to live that long, I decided we will crush this 100 years into 12 years, and that is Kaveri calling, to make sure that at least 1/3 of the land is under shade and under cultivation, because if we want to enrich the soil, there are only two sources for us, the leaves from the trees and the animal waste. Trees are gone long time ago, and as you know, animals are all migrating or rather being transported to other countries. So there's no animal waste, there's no tree leaf, there's no way to enrich the soil. We are trying to largely grow crops with salts or fertilizers, and that is the biggest damage that's happened to the land. We have to put back green cover to enrich our soil. This is about the soil. If we enrich the soil, if it's organically rich, then water sequestering will naturally happen and rivers will flow once again. This is not some rocket science, this is something that we always knew and lost it in the last 50 years.
Sadhguru, you spoke about the first stakeholder who's a part of this entire campaign. You've spoken about the farmers. We know that the entire Kaveri calling campaign, there is no doubt in the fact of the benefits that will have for our environment and for our future generations. But when we talk about farmers, and you also spoke about the economics of it, did it take any kind of convincing, especially when you're out on a bike rally through the Kaveri Basin, speaking to a lot of people? What did it take for you to bring farmers to join your movement?
See, one thing is, in southern India, particularly in Tamil Nadu, there is an enormous trust in the farm community with me, and I know what I say, and they know very well what I say is for their well-being, there is no politics behind it or some other motive. So that trust has translated into action. As I said, over 70,000 farmers have benefited in the last 18 years of this project. But the pace at which we are going is not good enough. And one reason why the farmer does not want to grow a tree is, even in his own land, if he grows a tree and cuts it, most probably he will be arrested for that. And there is a whole lot of activism in the country which if he cuts a tree in his land, people will come and protest, lodge complaints against him. These kind of things have been happening. I'm asking, why would a poor farmer grow something that he cannot make use of? So we have been working with the governments, both with the central government and the two state governments, to change these laws. We're in the process of setting up a timber board where timber must be treated as an agricultural produce, not as a forest produce. India's forests are an absolute no-no for commercial exploitation. Commercial exploitation of our forest is history. We cannot do that anymore. If we want timber, we have to grow it in the farmland, and this is very, very lucrative for the farmer, and also it works for the government because in many ways it solves various problems that the government has with the farm distress, and it'll work for the larger public and for the nation because it'll enrich the soil and sequester water. To what extent means, for example, right now we are talking about 242 crore trees to be planted in Kaveri Basin. If we plant this many trees, when they are 8 to 12 years old, they can sequester something like 9 to 12 trillion liters of water. To give you a perspective of what is 12 trillion liters of water, right now the present flow of Kaveri throughout the year is 21.2 trillion liters. So more than 60% of the water that's flowing in the river can be sequestered. Now Kaveri is not just one river, it is a river system of over 120 tributaries coming in. These tributaries have dried up in a massive way, and Kaveri itself is not touching the ocean for more than 5 months. What was a perennial river for millions of years has become a seasonal river in the last 15 years.
Yes. Sadhguru, as you talk about this, I see the counter right in front of me. You spoke about how 242 crore trees, that's your mission, and I see that counter going up by every minute now. There are over 3 crore 83 lakh 92,000, and as we speak, it's touched 852 trees that have been contributed. Sadhguru, a lot is spoken about the youth today, especially who are known as the millennials. They have been in the debate recently as well. Today, when you take out a bike, when you go out to spread a message that will do good for future generations, what is the kind of response you get from the younger generation? How does it feel when you lead a bike rally and with you there are thousands and thousands of youngsters who follow you as you take this mission ahead?
One reason why we chose to get back on the motorcycles, it's been more than 30 years since I got off the motorcycle. There was a time when I crisscrossed India on the motorcycles, but it's been over 30 years now. So why I got back on the motorcycle now is mainly to touch the youth, because the youth of India need to get involved in this, otherwise this is not going to happen. Right now, the farmer is very enthusiastic. Both the governments are willing to do what is needed. Both of them have promised that they will give the necessary subsidy and make the changes in the laws which will allow a farmer to grow, fell, transport and sell his timber product wherever he wants, whichever way he wants. So once this happens, agroforestry will grow not just in Kaveri Basin, it will grow everywhere in the country and in the tropical world. In the last in 9th and 10th of this month, I was at the COP14, and I find enormous enthusiasm at United Nations about Kaveri calling, and they all think it's the most fantastic thing to be done, and they're looking forward that this works. So there is support from United Nations, all the organizations in UN, and only thing now missing is we need to raise 242 crore saplings.
Right.
Growing quality saplings is a challenge. We have ourselves set up 35 nurseries which have been operating for over a decade now. Now we are planning to set up another 350 nurseries. Apart from this, we want to train over 10,000 farmers to raise nurseries, because nursery raising itself can become a very lucrative business for the farmer.
Right.
But When the farmer raises these saplings, we must have the economic power to buy back these saplings and redistribute for agroforestry. That is why this fundraising. I don't know, you said a number of 3 crore something. The last time I saw the counter, it was 4 crore 27 lakh something. I don't know what counter they provided you, but anyway, it is around that much. And the best thing is the contributions are coming, till now they have come from about 112 countries from across the world.
You spoke about, like you were telling us, the growing of saplings. We know that the government, you have immense support, there is support from the government when it comes to this movement. But like you said, the biggest challenge is of the growing of saplings. What kind of support, are you seeking any support from the government when it comes to this aspect of the campaign? Or is there any support that's also coming in from the government?
The Karnataka government said that they have little over 2.3 crore saplings in their nurseries, and they dedicated 2 crore saplings for Kaveri calling. Tamil Nadu government had some 1.5 or something, they dedicated 1 crore. Those numbers, I think the Tamil Nadu numbers which just came today evening have not been added to the counter, so it is well over 5 crores right now.
Right.
Plus a group of people who are with us for an event in Erode, in a town in Tamil Nadu. These people, because they're all big landholders, when I appealed to them, they said they will grow 5 crore saplings in the next 5 years. Every year they will offer 1 crore saplings to the Kaveri calling, and they've promised they will do it. Just now, an MP from Tamil Nadu, he said they are big landowners themselves.
Right.
He said he will dedicate 1 crore saplings. So these promises are coming. We need to translate this with the right kind of action, because our teams are fanning out right now. We have organized 45 vans which have been going around. They have covered over 7,000 villages right now in Kaveri Basin. These vans are fitted with LED screens as to how to grow agroforestry, what are the mechanics of it, what is the economics of it, how they can benefit, what are the different formats in which they can do this. This education is happening. Till now we have covered 7,000 villages, and it will continue, because even for sapling raising a healthy sapling is something that needs to happen.
Yes.
Because commercial farms we cannot buy because they're putting a lot of urea and growing it. Their survival rate will be very, very poor. So we are growing them organically, that makes a big difference.
Sadhguru, I'd like to ask you a larger question. Today there is energy of positivity in our country, be it our Chandrayaan mission, the way our scientists are always striving, or be it this campaign that you're leading today, when you've taken out a bike rally where you're traveling the length and breadth of 2 states to spread the message. When it comes to the kind of narrative that is built about the country, there are some who always try to paint this negative picture about the country. To them, what is your message, especially coming at a time when there are people in this country who just want to strive for the betterment of the country, be it our scientists or be it someone like you who's doing it for the farmers and also for the future generations of this country?
See, unfortunately, this is there, but I think we should not pay too much attention to them. Such people are there. Now the choice is just this: do you want to find solutions for the problems that we have, or do you want to find problems in the solutions that we have? This is the choice we have. Some people unfortunately think it's very intelligent to invest in finding problems. Thanks to them that we know what the problems are, but I think our problems are very clear. It is in finding solutions that we need to invest our energies and intelligence. I hope more and more people will work for solutions in the local areas wherever they are.
Right.
And that is how our country can move forward.
Absolutely. On that note, Sadhguru, your last message, especially to a larger, to a larger audience who's today watching us, how do you think they can come and step in to join you in this campaign, the Kaveri Calling campaign?
See, when I say 242 crore saplings, people eyeballs roll because they think it's too big a number. But what I'm saying is our population is about 130 crores.
Right.
That means if all of us plant if we raise 2 saplings, the job is done. 2 saplings in 3-4 years' time is not even a challenge for anybody. But as you mentioned certain people, there are a whole lot of people who won't do anything, so we have to plant for them. So I openly told everybody who gives a negative commentary, I will plant 10 trees for each one of them.
Thank you so much.
What else to do?
And that's
there are people who won't do anything, we need to plant for them. I would like to say this to you, in Chennai they told me that there are some beggars who are earning 3.5 to 4 lakhs per year. That is their income. It looks like an attractive profession. So, our volunteers are going about enrolling them now, that they must contribute, because people's contribution is making their life.
Right.
They must contribute 1 sapling per week. So, all the Chennai beggars, if they do 1 sapling per week, everybody else, all the Republic TV watchers must decide how much they should do. This is not about me, this is not about a particular organization, this is a generational work.
Absolutely.
It is time that we as a generation prove that we are a responsible generation.
Yes, thank you so much, Sadhguru, for speaking to us. And we know this has been a very, very long journey for you when it comes to the campaign, and also riding 3,000 kilometers, above 3,000 kilometers across 2 states, not an easy thing. Thank you so much. I'm going to take back that one message that you leave us with is, for every person who spreads negativity, I'm going to plant 10 saplings on their behalf. Thank you, Sadhguru, for speaking to Republic TV.
Thank you. Namaskar.
A man from Canada got a bit drunk in winter months. He thought God is speaking. Then he went down on his knees and he said, "Where are you speaking from? If you do certain things, you will be ridiculed."
Namaskaram, Sadhguru. I feel that my obstacle is fear of judgment or ridicule.
Not of your judgment, somebody else's judgment. And you don't know what is their judgment. First of all, do they have the time to make judgments on you? Are they that interested in you to waste time making judgments on you? But somebody may say something. If you're completely in the wrong direction. A man from Canada got a bit drunk in winter months. Then he thought he will go ice fishing. So he went and started cutting the ice. When a booming voice said, "There is no fish beneath this ice," he just startled. He thought God is speaking. Then he thought, because he couldn't see nothing, he thought maybe it's just a drink. And again he started hacking at the ice. Once again, a booming voice said, "There is no fish beneath the ice." Then he went down on his knees and he said, "God, are you God? Where are you speaking from?" The voice said, "I am the manager of the ice rink." If you do certain things, you will be ridiculed. But most of the time, nobody has any time to think about you, to make judgments about you, to ridicule you. They don't have time, they're busy with their own stuff, you know. If they get a minute, where are they looking at you? They're not even looking at you anymore. So, you don't bother. If you look little ridiculous and people laugh, if they do, isn't it nice that you're a source of joy for somebody at least? I'm not saying you must make a fool of yourself all the time, but it's all right. Once in a way, to make a fool of yourself is very human. Yeah? You're always super correct. This is a little bit of a problem. This doesn't mean that you're right. This means you're a little screwed up. Yes. I'm always right doesn't mean you've gotten it. It means you're just little screwed up, that's all, you're not able to see. That is when you become ridiculous. If you're willing to be ridiculous, you will become very lovable. Lot of people will fall in love with you because you're stupid. Really. They think you're cute. Oh, don't bother about what somebody is thinking. What somebody is thinking is their problem, isn't it? What is happening in their mind is their problem, yes or no? Are they coming and telling you, you're ridiculous? That means they're very helpful. Suppose you're digging in the ice rink to catch fish. Somebody told you, it's a very helpful suggestion, isn't it? They didn't tell you. You don't know what's happening in their mind. Why are you trying to read everybody's mind? You must be concerned, what is the quality of your mind? Don't worry about the quality and content of other people's minds. It's not worth it, I'm telling you. Exploring other people's mind, it's not worth it, there's nothing really worthwhile. If you concern yourself of what should happen in your mind, your life will improve. If you're concerned about what he may be thinking, what she may be thinking, you will go crazy because you don't know what's happening, it's all guesswork. Guesswork will drive you crazy on a daily basis if you do it, isn't it? So, from now on, you just look at this. If you think something is ridiculous, don't do it. If you think it's worth doing it, just do it, it doesn't matter. Somebody may think it's ridiculous. I can make fun of anything in the universe. This doesn't mean I'm against it. Instead of crying about it, at least let's laugh about all the idiotic things, what to do. It's a choice. You can see many stupid things in the world and cry about it. Or you can laugh about it. Your ability to fix it is better. Not that we can fix everything, but our ability to fix something is better when we're in a laughing mode, not in a crying mode, isn't it so? So, you don't bother. If somebody laughs, you can join and laugh. You'll make friends. If you react, you will become more ridiculous. Already you've done one stupid thing. If you react to that, you will become a permanent ridicule. If you join with them and laugh, they will help you out of something that you may be doing wrong, possible. But anyway, most people are not thinking about you, sorry to disappoint you. In this culture, we have never had one authority to spread spiritual process. Because this is the only culture on the planet without a religion of its own. So Hindu is essentially that culture which was born out of the river Indus is called Hindu. So it's a geographical and cultural identity, never was a religious identity. It's only when people came from outside, who came with concretized ideas of religion, they had to give you also one name. So we are this, what are you? We are all over the place. They couldn't understand that, you must be something. In the same place, a million things existed together. In the same house, if you are a family of five of you can worship 5 different gods
and I have absolutely no problem about it. We didn't even think it's a problem till people came from outside and told you our God and your God. Till then, we did not even think it's a problem. You could be worshipping this God right here, I could be worshipping that God right there, another could be sitting with eyes closed, another could be singing, another could be dancing, but we still thought, it's all okay, everybody can do their thing. So there has never been a religion in this land. We have 33 million gods and goddesses. That happened when our population was 33 million. Now we are 1.2 billion, but we lost our creativity. Because outside forces came, particularly Western forces came and they started making us feel ashamed of our gods. Too many gods. Well, there's only one God, as if it's a superior idea. If you can create one, why can't you create a million? You have not seen your one God, right? If you can create one, why can't you create a million or a billion? It's just a question of creativity, isn't it? So does it mean to say nothing beyond me exists? That would be a stupid way to conclude. As you sit here, you know you did not create yourself. Yes or no? Can you digest your food or digestion happens? It happens. Are you breathing or breathing happening? Are you beating your heart or is it beating? I can go on to your liver and kidney and everything, even to the spleen. Even the tiniest thing in your body, you're not running it, isn't it? It is happening. Are you spinning the planet or is it spinning by itself? You doing nothing. Doing nothing, that just tidbits, everything vital is just being done. Yes or no? Everything that's vital to life is being done. You just have to sit here and just enjoy the spin. For that, how many problems? So, this is a land which clearly understood God is our making. That's the reason why in this culture God is not the goal. Mukti is the goal, liberation is the goal, ultimate freedom is the goal. God is never the goal. Yes or no? You don't like it, because you've forgotten. Otherwise, mukti is the goal, isn't it? Mukti means what? Liberation, freedom from everything, including God. You are using God as a stepping stone if you need it. You can grow with God or without God. This is the only culture on the planet where in any of our Indian languages, there is no word for a heretic. Because we never thought anybody is a heretic. We never imagined that there can be somebody like that, because we did not have any established belief system. Everybody can do their own thing. Most plural and democratic process for thousands of years. So, the spiritual movements were started for human liberation. This is not about God. Nobody in the planet, no human being is interested in God, please understand this. People are interested in God because they believe He's a solution for their life, isn't it? Yes or no? You think if you go to God, all your problems will go away, your health problem will go away, your mental problem will go away, wife and husband problem will go away, you can pass an examination without studying, you can succeed in business without working, so many things, incredible things. But it's about you, isn't it? Yes or no? It's about you. So when it's about you, we were straightforward enough to address it straight. We said, this is about our liberation, this is about our well-being, this is about our ultimate well-being, not just immediate well-being. So this is a culture which looked at it this way. So it is a complex array of spiritual movements. Many have died, unfortunately. In the yogic system it says, when somebody asks Adi Yogi, How many paths can be there? He says, if you use your system and go, there are only 112. But if you go beyond your system, how many atoms are there in the universe? That many doorways are there. So we gave the freedom to create your own God. There is something called as Ishta Devata. You can choose your God. If you don't like any, you can create one. Yes. You suddenly like the tree in your house, you can start worshipping. Nobody in this country will think it's funny or weird. Anywhere else if you do it, you will be… they would be burnt alive, but now they will throw stones at them across the fence because they think you're a heretic, you're worshipping a tree. You like a stone in your garden, you can start worshipping that. Nobody thinks anything odd about it. It's perfectly fine. Because there is not a single atom in the existence without the hand of the Creator in it. Every cell in your body is doing complex activity not because of you, isn't it? The source of creation is functioning through that. Every atom, all this complex movement of proton, neutron, electron happening, you doing it? The hand of the Creator is very much in it. So, every atom is a doorway to the beyond. Because of this, so many varieties of spiritual moments happened. It's unfortunate so many have died in the last 100 years, so many. But still the variety is fantastic. If you… how many of you been to places like Kumbh Mela and things like that? You been to Kumbh Mela? The big one that happened in Allahabad, have you been to that? After 144 years, it comes. If you go and see there, you must go, you will see India, okay? An India of another dimension, which today the educated population in the country are completely missing. It's incredible, I'm telling you. People are putting their last penny and traveling from somewhere just to be there for 2 days and go. I'm saying it's that level of people, where 100 rupees would mean like what a million would mean to you, that's how much 100 rupees will mean. That kind of people, putting everything that they have, they come with their families just to be there because somebody has told them on that day if you take a dip, you will attain mukti. Not that you'll see God, not that God will come and give you a heap of gold, you will attain mukti. Still, 800 million people in this country are actively seeking liberation, knowingly or unknowingly. It's an incredible thing, nowhere else on the planet there is such a phenomena happening that there are human beings longing to go beyond their present level of existence consciously. Nowhere else such a thing has happened. When Mark Twain visited India, he spent 2.5 to 3 months in India. There's a book about his travels. Along the equator, he traveled around the world. So, he said, anything that can ever be done, either by man or God, has been done in this land. This is one of the best compliments India has ever received. And that is so. In terms of understanding the mechanics of how a human being is made and what we can do about this, nowhere else has anybody looked at it with the profoundness that it has been looked at it in this culture, nowhere else. I'm not saying this being biased that I'm born in India, so I have to boo-boo-boo. This is not about you being Indian or not Indian. This is about a profoundness of knowledge which is gone awry, lost its tracks or losing its tracks slowly. Unless we put it back on the right thing, humanity will lose something tremendous. Because today we know how to call on the phone and talk to somebody in America, but we do not know how to communicate with this one yet. Our communication technology, information technology has hit the ceiling, but what information do you have about the nature of your own existence? Nothing. We know how to do many things, we can go to the moon, but you don't know how to simply be here. So, this technology of inner well-being has been explored with, as you know, absolute profoundness. This knowledge should not be lost. Only if this knowledge flourishes on this planet, material and economic well-being will translate into human well-being. Otherwise, you will have everything and you will have nothing. Just to give you an example, what's happening to India right now. The last year, 2011, when the Diwali came, we call it Deepavali. When the Deepavali came in South India, about 127 crores worth of alcohol was sold in one day in Tamil Nadu. Out of this, 21 crores worth of alcohol was sold in one small town where a population is about 6 to 6.5 lakh people. Why means, this is the Tirupur town. You heard of Tirupur? It's a hosiery town, it's an export-oriented town. Everybody here, their incomes are at least 3 times that of everybody else in the state. So if money comes, they're going to get drunk and stay in the gutter. 42% of the Tamil Nadu's population is going diabetic. So if money comes, you will buy disease. So if economic well-being does not translate into human well-being, it's meaningless. Moving from poverty to affluence is a hard journey. Whether it's for an individual or a society or a nation, it is a hard uphill task. After you get there, the deception of it, you work hard all your life and get there, and all you get is a disease. All you get is addictions, all you get is misery, all you get is broken minds, all you get is stress. It is a great deception. So when people achieve economic well-being, human well-being also should happen. If this has to happen without an element of spiritual dimension in them, it cannot happen. They may be following an organized spiritual process, or by themselves they might have found something. But without an element of spiritual process, there is no way anybody can translate economic well-being into human well-being. This must happen. As economic development happens, it is very important parallelly, spiritual possibilities are widely available to every human being, otherwise life will deceive you in such a bitter way. "99% of the cosmos is unmanifest. But today, modern physicists are saying this unmanifest dimension of the existence is tremendously powerful. They're saying largely it's unmanifest, it is dark. And we don't know what it is, so we're calling it dark energy. Here in this culture, in the yogic culture, we always refer to this as kala. There are two aspects. In India, in this culture, we don't have two separate words for time and space. Time is also kala, space is also kala. Kala means darkness, darkness means space. So you must understand this. In your experience of life right now, because of the nature of the visual apparatus you have, you can only see that which stops light. You can see this hand because it is stopping light. Something so vital as air, generally you cannot see it because it doesn't stop light, unless you happen to be in Delhi, of course. Here you can see the air. So anything that does not stop light is not in your perception, because for you to see, it has to stop and reflect light, only then you will see. So what is considered space is dark because it doesn't stop light. Light may be going through, but you don't see it because light was not stopped by anything. So all that dimension that you cannot see is dark for you. So that dimension of space is referred to as kala, and time also is kala. Here we are seeing, within our experience, we see time is the basis of space. In the sense, only because there is time, point A and point B are possible. Generally, logical thinking would be, because there is a distance, there is time. No, because there is time, distance is possible, space is possible. So we don't have two words for this. Kala means time, kala means space. So this dimension of unmanifested existence is called Shiva. Shiva means that which is not. When that which is not is just there, if little bit of energy play happened, which we refer to as Shakti, suddenly he roared. When he roared, he took the form of an ellipsoid. This is what we refer to as the linga or the first form. So we said that which was Shiva, that which was unmanifest, when it manifested, it came out in the form of a roar. A roar means a Rudra. A roarer is a Rudra. He roared for a period of time. So that phase is called as Rudra. When he settled down into many manifestations today that we refer to as creation.
When I see the fertility clinics, my heart sinks because this is coming from a fanatism that only what comes out of your body can be yours. It's a fanatism. Why can't this person be yours? Why are they not yours? This is what being human means. This is what humanity means, that if you are willing, you can live here without any sense of boundary. Boundaries are not fixed upon you by nature. It is an unconscious, compulsive boundary that you're setting for yourself. That means you have not explored the dimension of being human. You're still trying to operate like a creature on the planet. If you explore the dimension of what it means to be human, you would see inclusion does not mean biology. Inclusion means consciousness. If this comes, if consciousness rises, you will see we have hundreds of couples who are each are full-time volunteers and part-time volunteers. None of them have children, they've just chosen not to have because I'm giving them thousands of children, millions if they want, if they're ready. So where is the need to biologically identify with one child? I'm clearly noticing who is clapping and who is not, it's okay. So, I'm thinking of something very audacious for which I'll become super unpopular. I'm thinking of instituting an award for all those young women who are healthy, who are capable of having a child, but choose not to have one.
Oh, you got a good endorsement.
Because whether you realize this today or not, you think the problem is parking, you think the problem is garbage, you think the problem is healthcare. No, the problem is population. There is no other problem.